All right, it seems like everything is working here. Welcome to another episode of Mornings with Manny. I'm Manny Garavito, your host, and the purpose of the show is to go through a couple of things that I'm currently learning and applying in my life, and I'd like to share them with you to see if we can find some commonality. Perhaps maybe we can share the journey together. So whether you're watching this on MiamiNetworking.com or on YouTube, make sure that you leave a comment, give me a like, let me know if this fancies you. So for those that don't know who I am, I started the website MiamiNetworking.com in order to get in touch with the locals here in Miami, and Mornings with Manny is one of my oldest shows. I've been doing it for about 2 or 3 years. I took a year off in 2019 because apart from doing education, I also started a virtual comedy club here in the Magic City. And I've been so busy with it, but now that we're in quarantine, I figured now is the time to bring this show back. This show happens every Monday in the mornings. Click the link below so you can get more information on the next live stream, which will be transitioning over to Zoom. I am redoing this video because now that I'm getting more acquainted with the new tools available, this will be a lot more concise. So I'd like to talk about masterminds. And I recently joined a high-end mastermind, and it has changed my life drastically. And it's only been about 2 weeks. The people that are in it are coaches, and we've been doing amazing things together, and I couldn't have asked for anything more important in my life than to be with a group of people with the same mindset. What a blessing it is. So this quote here is by Napoleon Hill: "No great power or success is possible without the mastermind." Napoleon Hill is the famous author behind Think and Grow Rich. He was one of the reasons that I was able to transition from being a corporate guy into a business owner that based his entire business online. Napoleon Hill makes a lot of sense in this quote because think about all the ambitions you personally have, and sometimes when you feel really inspired and motivated to go pursue them, it almost feels like nothing can stop you. However, imagine if that same feeling, that same motivation, that same inspiration was shared by many people that are on the same path as you are, and they are all supporting and rooting for you and giving you the available resources you need in order to achieve that goal. That is exponential power. And some examples of masterminds that has changed humankind since its initial inception is listed here. So, an example would be Jesus and his apostles. Jesus would offer his teachings to his apostles, and his apostles will then offer his teachings to their people. They started churches. They wrote the Bible with those teachings. And those teachings have lived on and on and on. And it has changed, cultures and communities and, of course, religion and the way people think. The Declaration of Independence was also a mastermind by the founding fathers of America trying to give freedom to the New World. Recently, I just got into stocks. I know, I'm late to the party. However, I'm looking into the board of directors and the decisions being made by the CEOs. And if you really look at it and think about it, all the members of the board of directors are pretty much a mastermind that drives the company forward. So all of these examples of masterminds goes to show the kind of leverage that can be gained by coming together for a common goal. And essentially, a mastermind gives you access to the skills, intelligence, experience, influence, and capital of other like-minded people. Again, if you all have a common goal and everybody is rooting for you to achieve that goal, and you, of course, give it back in return, the unstoppable feeling you get when you're inspired or motivated will become exponential. And that feeling will drive forward the kinds of results that will change not only your life or the life of others, but well after you're done with, I think once your mortality kicks in, your ideas will still live on because of how it has been dispersed among so many people. And the decisions being made by all the people within the same common goal is something that can live on forever. Think of the Big Bang Theory. Think of the Darwin and the evolution theory that he came up with, and all the other scientists that he influenced to follow suit with just that one idea. Now, of course, history will show you that only one person was behind an idea, but of course, a lot of people were. For example, look at Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is the face of Apple. However, not a lot of people discuss the people that also made Steve Jobs the face of Apple and made all the technology available and all the systems and procedures that made Apple what it is today, one of the biggest technology companies in the entire world. And because of these masterminds, it now will live for a very long time, if not forever. So how do you find like-minded people? How do you find the kinds of people that are willing, or maybe the kinds that you would want to be included in your mastermind? Because the decisions you're going to be making in order to find groups for your mastermind or to become a part of a mastermind, these decisions are going to shape your destiny. These decisions are going to shape the destiny of your choices and decisions and opportunities that you take. These are very decisive opportunities that we all must take. Finding the right people, the like-minded people for a mastermind. So how do you find them? So networking. Networking is by far one of the most quintessential ways to meet some new minds and crisscrossing ideas and discussing and having conversations on different kinds of opportunities that eventually something will resonate. And now I'm a living testament to that because I started networking through, of course, the website I mentioned, miaminetworking.com. Through a couple of events, I met a few people, and those people have inspired me and have influenced me, and vice versa. I've influenced many people into being more superb networkers here in the city of Miami. And the secret sauce, the kind of like the backbone of networking, is all about matching. The reason people really network, it's more than just connections. What you're really doing is you're matching people to each other, you're matching people to information, and you're matching people to opportunities. Now, all these things come together in order for networking to be very effective and beneficial for everybody involved. Because people like meeting new people, whether they're like-minded or not. You just like meeting personalities, especially if you're a very social kind of person, if you're an extrovert, for example. Sometimes when you're an introvert, you might want to meet somebody new. Maybe you could find some other introverts, for example. Another important part about networking is helping people to get the right information. Sometimes that information can be motivational. Sometimes that information can save your life. Sometimes that information can save you a lot of money. Also, it could save you a lot of time. Matching people to opportunities, this is one that, even though it sounds a bit vague, is also very, very quintessential to networking. The reason people really network, apart from, of course, the surface stuff like sales or finding services that you may need, is the opportunities it gains for you and the people that you're connected with. So, for example, business ideas arise from networking events. And, for example, if someone were to mention, say, a stock option and say that they are investing in it because they think this is the next big thing, and then they give you a presentation or a seminar about this particular stock option, or maybe they tell you about their business, and maybe some light bulb kicks off in your mind that says, well, you know, if I match my business with this particular business model, it could change my entire system of conducting business. I've done that. There's two reasons why I started networking. And the first reason was because I wanted to, once my business became successful online, I wanted to see how other people did it, because I went through so much trial and error to learn marketing that once I figured out that sweet spot on how to do proper marketing for my business, I wanted to go out and see how other people are marketing their business and perhaps maybe even offer them my services for their endeavors. But the second reason, and the most important reason now that has emerged from me trying to find these opportunities, is the hope of finding like-minded people for the sake of starting a mastermind. Now, there is a little bit of a glitch when it comes to networking, and that is the common denominator and the conformity that causes. I'm going to go over here to the whiteboard to kind of give you an example of what I mean. Okay, so the common denominator kind of looks like this. And even though we're in quarantine, I don't want to make this look too much like a virus, so let's just do a couple of circles like this on one side only. And let's say these are individual people getting together because they find a common denominator. And I'll give you an example of a common denominator. So my background is Colombian. My father is Colombian, and the values within that culture are so deeply rooted that anything else seems wrong, or it seems as if anything outside of that culture is essentially an outsider. So let's say, for example, if this is you here, and this is a networking group that has found the common denominator and they keep hanging out. If you're not sharing these common denominator values, they're going to see you as the outsider. So that's one side of the coin. However, on the other side of the coin is if you do get accepted into that particular group or tribe, what will end up happening is the common denominator will be the glass ceiling. Because since there's no new things being added to the common denominator, it'll take you up to a certain understanding of how the group works. However, nothing will go on past that because they keep things outside. In other words, a mindset of us versus them. So as you're out networking, to try to find these masterminds, I say allow yourself to become part of these common denominator groups, but don't stop there. Always try to find people that challenges the way you think. So for example, if you're a leftist, talk to a rightist, and instead of arguing or finding some sort of conflict, listen to them. Listen to people that have different business models and how that can apply to your business. Because just because you listen to conflicting ways of thinking doesn't necessarily mean that you're right or wrong. What you can do now is, if you're listening to differences in people, you can have kind of like this bird's eye view, and you can synchronize opposite thoughts into one. So then you can then have different points of view on one particular topic or concept. So you've got to be careful as you're networking, because the common denominator is something that happens unconsciously. People just get drawn into this and then they kind of just stay stuck here. But in order for you to find the right mastermind group, you have to effectively keep going to other groups with different common denominators, because each one will have superstars within it. And once you find enough superstars, you start choosing wisely which ones you would like in your team for the mastermind, or which mastermind has already been established. Maybe someone here has already a mastermind that has the same concept with others, and maybe you can then be a part of that mastermind. So when it comes to networking, always avoid this pitfall, the common denominator and same path thinking. You always want to have different angles on concepts. So find your mastermind members with intention. However, always seek the alignments of definite major purpose. Something outside of themselves is a great sign that allows you to believe that they're on the right path. And if they share that same path with you, you've hit the jackpot. That is an alignment of definite major purpose. So I'll give you an example. Let's say the mastermind that I'm starting is based on digital marketing. There's a whole new era of virtual shows and events happening. And let's say someone caught on to this and they're diligently working hard and starting their business in the virtual realm. And they're taking a lot of courses and they're reading a lot. And you also are taking a lot of courses and you're reading a lot, but you're taking different kinds of courses and you're reading different kinds of books. So even though you both are going through two different sorts of experiential learning, the common denominator in this case is the definite major purpose, which is bringing digital marketing into your business so that you can both find a space in the virtual realm that's being built now that we are in quarantine. This is a very valuable way to find out who can be in your mastermind. Finding these little commonalities that are, even though they're different, they're also the same. Because a collaboration of values and action is what gives you massive success. Values are very powerful things for human beings. It's things we believe in. It's things that drive us forward. It's things that inspire and allow us to get things done. However, instead of being split off into two different paths, since the paths are essentially the same one, you're probably just on one side and the other one's on the other. Or maybe someone's ahead and the other one's behind. The fact that you're on that path, you can collaborate your values and actions in order to speed your way towards the direction you are all headed to. So one of the basic functions about a mastermind is, let's say for example there's a few members and we all sit down and we start talking about this path and how we're going to get there. We individually ask ourselves and publicly tell others where you are, where you want to go, and the support you'll need to get there. As you start figuring these things out, as you start discovering these things, the values become more and more aligned. It's kind of like you, instead of having it in your mind of what you want or what outcomes you want for the mastermind, everyone is verbally stating it. And it gets everybody on the same page. So I started this brand new mastermind, and I'm thinking about implementing it every single Saturday, probably early afternoon. It's called the Miami Marketing Mastermind. It's the first of its kind. So if you're interested, for those seeking to adapt to a digital world that's coming, for those that are interested, and if you're here from Miami, I invite you to become a part of this mastermind. Because I'm very passionate about this subject, and I've been for many years, but now, more than ever, now that we're in quarantine, I have so much time to start working on different projects, and I've got to get the ball rolling. And I'm sure a lot of people are on that same path. People are realizing more and more that they've got to get into the digital marketing space in order to be successful in their business. So I invite you to become a part of this mastermind that I'm working on, because again, it's the first of its kind, and it's dedicated and customized to your business goals. And of course, in order to achieve your business goals, we've got to then put a focus on the customers. If we put the customers first and we're able to communicate with them, we'll be able to resonate our content in a way that we can dominate the space quicker than anyone else here in Miami. So if you're interested, these are the details of it. We're going to meet every week, and we're going to have it customized to our business needs. So we're going to be cutting the clutter, right? We're not going to go through any sort of tech tools. That's all secondary. What we've got to learn is how to use communication to find our customers online. And everything is going to be done through experiential learning, meaning there's going to be no data dumping or talks about what's trending in the market. We're going to be doing exactly what it takes for your particular business to thrive on the internet. And it's also going to hold you accountable, meaning once we discuss this, where you are, where you want to go, and the support you need to get there, every time we meet, we're going to hold you accountable to make sure that you're on track. Because if everybody is giving you support and rooting you on, that can take you to the next level and cause you to change and adapt to the internet a lot quickly through this mastermind. Any questions, comments, inquiries, feedback, you can always send me an email directly at manny@miaminetworking.com. I invite you once again to join this mastermind, and I'll see you inside. Thank you for watching this video from miaminetworking.com. If you did enjoy this video, do give us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Also, if you're seeking to make a connection with the people in Miami that want to make a difference, visit miaminetworking.com and start your free profile today.